Hey everybody, it's Nicky J, your friendly neighborhood realtor. Today we're talking the NAR settlement coming down the pipeline. That's got realtors and buyers shaking in their boots. Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out why that might not be such a bad thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the breakdown of the NAR settlement. Essentially, come August 17th, as a buyer's agent, you're going to want to secure a buyer's representation agreement with your buyer in order to ensure that you get paid. Because a part of that settlement as well is that the seller is no longer required to pay the buyer's agent. So that is all up for negotiation. That doesn't mean that they won't pay the agent. It's just, going to require a little bit of finesse on the buyer's agent's part. And this is when you really kind of have to hone your skills. As rough as it might be in the beginning, I think, it's going to take a couple months for us all to get acclimated. It's really about adapting. The landscape is changing a little bit, but, I think that's just life. Now, another thing is, come August, the buyer's agency commission will no longer be advertised on the MLS. And a lot of agents' fears are that buyers aren't going to want to pay their agents, and that sellers aren't going to want to pay the buyer's agents either. So, one of the fears is that buyer's agents will become extinct, essentially. And, it also could lead to, sellers who might not be willing to pay the agent's commission to their properties being on the market for far longer, and it also might, change buyers' decision on whether or not they want to buy that property based on whether or not the seller is willing to pay that commission. Because think about it, if a buyer is looking at a property, or two similar properties, say, and one of the properties is willing to pay the buyer's agent's commission and the other one isn't, it's a pretty clear and easy choice unless they're completely set on that property. So it might be a bit of a deterrent. It might be in seller's best interest to continue paying buyer's agent fees, but we'll see. It might just be on a case-by-case basis. Still a lot of unknowns coming down the pipeline with all of that. Okay, now let me tell you why I think this might not be such a bad thing. As a buyer's agent, you're going to have a buyer's representation agreement. Now that agreement basically specifies that that buyer is locked in with you. It's just like having a listing agreement, but with a buyer. So the same fears that you might have had with buyers in the past, about buyers working with 3 or 4 different agents, and you're just crossing your fingers, hoping you're, the lucky one that's gonna find them the right property. That's not gonna happen anymore. They're gonna be locked in. So that's a positive that we can look forward to. Now, something else to consider is that home prices most likely are gonna dip a little bit, and I'll tell you why. So when you enter into a contract as a seller with a listing agent, you guys collaborate to come up with a price using comparative market analysis. And, most of the time you also factor in the cost of the commission that you're going to be paying to the agents. Now, if the seller does decide not to pay the buyer's agent, the hope is that they'll be able to lower the price of their home a little bit and make it more attractive for buyers. Now, this is also good for buyers as well, guys. So with the money that the buyers save, hopefully they'll be able to pay their agent. That's the hope, right? But again, this is all speculation. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. It would help me out immensely. And I'm very grateful for all the support I've received up to this point. Stay tuned.